Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all other entities that may be viewing this broadcast. How we doing today out there, huh? It's Halloween. You guys know it's Halloween. What are you doing for that? Anything good? You know, it's funny. When I was a kid, I loved Halloween, you know, because obviously I ate all that candy and crap back then. And it was, you know, always fun to, know you're going to go knock on somebody's door and get something for free, right? And you get to put a costume on, which was kind of cool. Unfortunately, like, not to get heavy on that, that's not the topic of today. By the way, before I say anything, hello and welcome to Operation Status Quo. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host. This is the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, most importantly, we learn to create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So as I always like to start the show by saying, and maybe I shouldn't do it one day just so you get confused. Like, oh my God, he always starts by saying this, but he didn't say it this time. But I am going to say it this time. What are you doing out there right now to create your own flow of quo and make your life go the way you want it to go? I wanted to do something else with a rhyme there, but it didn't come to me quick enough. Sometimes, as easily as the words come to me when I speak here live on Operation Status Quo, sometimes, things can dissipate just as quickly. All right. So yeah, Halloween, happy Halloween. If you got the kiddies out there and do trick-or-treating, I don't know about all that crap. It's funny because I'm not into it the way I was, obviously, since the world changed and all that kind of stuff, or I would say the awakening really began, as far as, worldwide, in 2020 when COVID happened, and you start seeing things from a different perspective. And I hate to be a curmudgeon about Halloween. Like, I don't mean it to, I get it. It's everything's manipulated and stuff. You got the one side out there, that, goes really deep into, it's all about devil worship and, all these negative things, which, sometimes I understand, I have some neighbors that got like bloody heads and stuff like, on their lawn, and, some, real creepy witch things and like zombie things. And, I don't know, like, I don't like that aspect. Like, I like the cutesy stuff with Halloween, like a little ghost, like a little cartoon type ghost, or, a pumpkin that's got a scary face on it or something like that. Like, these are things that I think don't damage children for a long period of time. I mean, I don't know if you got little kids and you're putting severed heads out on the lawn. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like, somewhere down the line, that child may be in therapy, I don't know. It's just what I kind of think. I don't want to take all the joy out of like the idea and the concept of something that, could be fun, just because we're dealing with a bunch of maniacs out there that are trying to keep us enslaved as a population. There's so much symbolism that goes on through all our holidays. I mean, Christmas is just another example, right, of like how things have been manipulated and twisted. So, but it's not Christmas time. When Christmas time comes, we'll talk about Christmas. Right now it's Halloween, so go have fun out there on Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, speaking of Christmas, there's my sleigh bells. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? Oh my gosh. All right. We don't need all that right now. Hey-o. So today is, well, I just said it's Halloween. So obviously it's the 31st of October in the good year 2024. And today's program is entitled The Faith in Fear. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, because, I mentioned this a little bit in some of the other episodes recently. And it's so funny with me because I was never into the politics and stuff so much. Like my whole life, I never really cared about politics, but I just, in general, I was kind of pumped up during, the election back in the 2020 time, because of COVID and everything that was going on. And it kind of just opened my eyes to things. Like, I never really thought about it before. Like, when you look at what's going on in our world now and the structures and such, and, all the division, obviously, but, I didn't pay attention to it so much then, but like, from the very beginning, with Trump, like when he was, running for president the first time, like in 2015, I mean, when I look back on it now, I just realized it's been an onslaught against him, like ever since he decided to do, to run. And it's funny because he was kind of like always, I would say, beloved, but he was, he was definitely apparently a popular character, a popular personality, I should say, that was on. I mean, he's been on like every show, Oprah, Howard Stern, whatever. I don't know. He's been like everywhere, and people kind of enjoyed listening to what he had to say and his ideas back then. But then he decided to become president and shake the system up, and now everybody's like in a tizzy. And so the faith and fear, and what I'm basically talking about today. Let me go to my notes a little bit because it won't take long for me to get way off track. So I purposely text. I would like to text myself once in a while so I can make a few notes to keep my brain in line. You know what I mean? But I did say people live in fear and don't trust their true essence. That's why we're in this space, right now. And the important concept of that, of what I'm really trying to say is more so we've never really been as a society in our true essence. We've always been, a product in a way of a system, that is created to keep us, from our true essence. And that system is a fear-based system, right? We're always in fear of, like I've said this, I think maybe the last show or whatever, about we're going to get in trouble for this if you don't do this, and this is the way you got to follow it, or you're going to be ostracized from your social groups if you don't do this, or if you do this, and all this kind of stuff. So we've put our faith, instead of putting our faith in ourselves and looking inward, we've put our faith into, the fear mongering that goes on, which is psychologically, it's a psychological operation that's like created to keep people in this space. And, part of what prompted me to get in with this is like, and I want to go here too, real quick on my Facebook, because I'm not going to bash this guy because honestly, I shouldn't even say that because there's nothing to bash. Like if people are on different sides of things, it's okay. I just have a hard time like understanding why people are so passionate about like either side. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. Oh, how come I can't? Why is it not coming up here? Hold on a second. Let's see what's going on. There we go. I knew that would come up. So this particular individual, really nice gentleman too, and as I'm not going to get into anything, but I noticed recently he's really just been going berserko with like, all these, anti-Trump things and pro-Harris things. And, I guess I got to say, if I was going to pick a side, I said this before, I mean, I would, if it wasn't for the fact that I don't believe in the system and I'm not going to vote, so I'm really a non-factor, you know what I mean? So, but I would vote for Trump. So for all you Dems out there, you got one because I'm not voting. But he's really getting into this. For example, like, today posted something about North Carolina and just trying to, there's this whole, everything that went on in North Carolina. And then like, people saying that FEMA didn't show up or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And it's this whole long thing about, learn the truth and, FEMA, helped and did what they were supposed to do and all this kind of stuff. And I've spoken to people that live in that area, people that actually work with some organizations behind the scenes that have been helping. And, they tell a whole different story. I'm like, no, like expert. I'm not like, an underground spy or something, but, I do communicate with a lot of people, and follow a lot of this stuff, from time to time. And, I'm just saying, and this is the point I'm trying to make, with putting our faith in the fear, because people are putting their faith in the system. And, what I'm saying is you go on Facebook and put out this whole blog that came from a person about talking about, this is really, FEMA really did their thing. This is really true. And then you go to somebody else, like somebody that I talked to and says, no, FEMA didn't do what they were supposed to do. It was local people that built the roads. There's multiple thousands of people more dead than they say. Now, how do I know? I'm just saying, right? I mean, these are people who are saying they're there and they see it. These are people that are saying they're there and they see it. This is what I always go back to about how our world is just a reflection, right? And it's not real. You could tie this into anything. I was just having a conversation yesterday with someone even about the flat earth thing, and I say, the reason it intrigues me so much is not because whether the earth is flat or not, like, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the understanding that everything is an energetic, frequency, right? So, the frequency that we tap into is the physical world that's going to manifest, in front of us. Now, why we are seeing seeing everything in this way that we're seeing it right now collectively is because, again, we're all one energy, so there is a lot of, intertwining going on, and humanity is raising its consciousness. I talk about this, a lot. That's why we do Operation Status Quo, because we want to challenge, not challenge to start a fight, but to challenge and say, well, wait a minute, let me really think about, multiple perspectives instead of just, really getting down, into this one funnel. So, humanity collectively now is creating, so much chaos. Why? Because we have suppressed our true essence for so long that now is the time to, and that's what, like I say, the world in front of us is a reflection of what's in. So we are reflecting back to ourselves as a one humanity, all the horror and the terror and the untruths, I don't know, or the hidden secrets, or the whatever, the true essence, the words I'm looking for. Where are they? But it's like it's in our face. It's because it's challenging us to look at everything, and I really look at it in two ways. And I know it's crazy. What's so crazy about it is there's no way to take the political part out of it. Because I always try to talk about this stuff as like, forget about the politics. The politics is a facet, right? But everything's a facet. Our entertainment world is a facet. The way we raise our food is a facet. The way we treat the environment is a facet. I mean, they're all facets, but everything has become so intertwined. Again, why? Because we're at a crossroads, for humanity. It's like two paths, and which path are you going to go on as they veer in opposite, directions. And to me, and I hate to say this, 'cause I know it sounds so negative, but and it's not about one party over another or one candidate over another, but I just feel let me start with the side that I prefer. this way, I don't make it like I'm just like bashing one side. But like they're too crazy too with all the over the top Christian stuff and everything else. I mean, and the armor of God, and we got to take our country back and all this kind of stuff. I'm not against our country or whatever. I mean, America this or Brazil or England. I don't give a crap. Whatever country. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, to me, the whole concept of countries is kind of ridiculous. Anyway, it's just a level of separation that's not necessary. We're one humanity on this one planet, you know what I mean? And we should be, working together, not like, labeling ourselves and saying, no, this is what this country does and this is what this country does, and, all that separation. So, that doesn't, jive with me to begin with. And then on top of it, like, obviously that's why politics doesn't jive. And the funny thing about the politics, before I talk about, let me finish that thing. It's just that so that conservative side is crazy on this way, and the left side is crazy in the other way. I mean, like the things they say are just over the top ridiculous, and they they make it. Everything's under the guise of giving you the freedom, but like we should just have the freedom. Why do we have to why are we working to get to, it should already be. That's the whole point of how this, country was founded and what it should be. So to me, people giving in to the politics on either side, I just, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I feel badly. It's just like, because like you're actually putting your time, energy, and focus into a creation that is a psychological operation purposely to keep us looking at Democrat, Republican fighting here, while there's a whole, series of larger groups that are working, that are doing totally different, their agenda is totally different. It has nothing to do with, we want, whatever the lines are for the Republicans, whatever the lines are for the Democrats, or what they want to do. It's just like, it just perplexes me. And then when I see some of these people, and they're on Facebook and stuff, and they're just like, oh, Harris is going to do it, a strong woman, B. And it's just like, there's nothing wrong with a woman, I mean, like, why do you gotta, this is what gets me too. It's like, we always gotta like pump all this extra shit, man. We're all human beings. We're all equal. It doesn't matter, man or a woman or this or that. It doesn't freaking matter. We're all the same ilk, as it were, because we're all the same energy. And again, it's just what frequencies you tap into. And the fact that people have to sit there and try to be like, you're a woman or some sort of minority, or whatever race or whatever, and it's just like you're creating more separation. Who's best for the job? I don't give a frig if you're blue, your skin color is blue, and if you got like 6 penises and tits all over your head. I don't give a shit. I'm trying to say, like, can you do the gosh darn job. I don't want to curse. Please. There's the left. There's the left. I insulted. I think there's a group for being aware of people with tits on their head. Damn it, more of them. Come on, you guys. Give me a break. Give me a break. Every time you complain. That is what the left sounds like, to me. Just a bunch of... All right. Ding, 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 ding. Back on track. But they are like, I hate to say it, but I do feel the people that really follow that way of thinking are more of a weak-minded. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not against anybody, but it's just like if you're giving that much to the system and like hating Trump that much and all that type of stuff, it's just weakness. You want to have someone to take care of you and make sure everything's okay. That's what I like more about the other side. Not that I think that they're right either, but at least it kind of promotes more of like an independent, be thoughtful, take an action, for yourself, be responsible for yourself. That's the difference I see. Like when I see stuff from the other side, I just see a bunch of people crying and complaining all the time, talking about Trump touched a girl or Trump did this or, whatever bullshit. And who knows? And you think all these, when they go off about him with that, freaking Clinton, for God's sake. The point is it's systemic. And I've said this a gazillion times, but Trump is a purposeful, character. He is put in that place, to be the reflection. He's put in that place to show what all these politicians have been doing for years that nobody gave two craps about. I go back to the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and nobody's doing. Everybody's just doing their life. Nobody gives a crap. You just vote. Oh, it's this one, it's that one. But nothing ever changed, right? It was always just this one or that one or this one or that one, and they're all, backstage high-fiving each other. It's like, so it just doesn't make any sense to me that people, put so much faith in a system that's designed. And I've been getting a little rowdy over these days because we're getting so close to the election, and I don't even give a crap, but to see how entrenched people are in these beliefs, I guess it makes me upset, because I want to encourage people to stop giving your life force away to this crap that is like lying to you. That's why I don't understand. Like it's no big deal if you prefer this one or that one, and but you got to at least know that the whole game is rigged and it's all bullshit. With how these corporations operate, how everything operates, they're always on top of you. They're always taken from you. Who doesn't see this? I don't understand how people don't see it. And it goes beyond. That's why I always say this whole thing with Trump and the politics it's basically ruined everything, because it's just, well, I wouldn't say it's ruined everything. It's actually been an amazing thing because of what it's creating and how people are starting to think. But the truth is that, because people hate him so much, that's all about hating him. It's all about hating him. It's all about hating him. It's all about what he did. It's all about everything you watch is a Trump said, and Trump said. It's just like, well, how about like some substance of what the frig is going on? That's what I don't understand too. These people have been in power. If you believe it, like if you really believe in that, different, people get into office and have their administration and actually do something, which they don't. But if you actually believe that they're doing something, okay, you've been here for almost 4 years now. What the frig is going on? Like, how come nothing? How come things? I seem worse? And you come on and go, oh, it's not our fault. It was Trump. Well, it's over 3 years ago. How come when he came in, people were making more money and things were better? And I wasn't supporting any. I wasn't watching his policies or what he was doing because, again, I don't give a crap. I only really started paying attention, because of COVID and how that kind of shook up our whole way of life and our whole society. And I started looking into things more. And that's when I really came to I always knew it was BS, but that's how I realized it's not just that it's BS. It's a whole freaking conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like, and like it just filters down to the political portion of it, the government, portion of it that acts like you think this is the level that's in charge. All these leaders in these countries, and they're disseminating down basically what they're being told from above that you never know, and they organize to do things in a certain way to keep people boxed in a certain way, right? So we never get past that point. Like, how can it be humanity for all these years and we're still arguing over the same shit and we still can't get things fixed and people fed, and it just doesn't make any sense, and yet people are going to worry about arguing over whether FEMA showed up to to whatchamacallit, to North Carolina. Let me go back over here because this guy, real quick, I'm not gonna. Then I want to. What else did he see here? You see, like, and everybody does this too. They all talk about, like, where's your proof? Where's your proof? That's like, well, where's your proof? Because David Muir came on TV and said it. I mean, where's your proof? If they show you a document, if Biden administration puts out an official White House document, you take that as proof? Like, you believe that because they put some shit on a piece of paper with a letterhead and showed it to you on the news? Now that means that's the truth, And it's just like, but something else that somebody else, maybe a independent reporter who's on the scene somewhere and sees something that kind of defies that report and says, it's just some social media. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, people are always like, especially back then too with the COVID, to trust the science. It's like, it's just like, but what the frig do you know? I don't know nothing either. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'd like to see people just be a little more open about, what they know. I'm going to get off of this now because I'm not going to start scrolling too much on all that crap to see all the stuff this guy's saying. But, just saying it's so much anti-Trump and like, well, and then it's this guy too. He puts posts, I've seen, Harris has a record and she's done this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, like, you guys, like, how freaking goofy. I'm sorry. I don't want to be negative because there's a place of love and joy. What have I got? Love and joy. Yes, a little smile, little love. And then we get just a little crazy. But to even believe it on that level is just, it's just perplexing to me, especially some of these people that are older than me. And, you would think it could be a little wiser in some regards. And like, I just don't, I feel like I love everybody. When I meet people, wherever I go, I never like go, oh, is that of this or is that of that? I never think anything. I just talk to the person, and if they resonate well with me, that's great. We have conversation. I am friendly and very friendly with multiple people, who I would say are most likely on the left side, never really talk about stuff too much, but I know that they don't, I know where they stand just on, how they talk about the issues that, when things come up. And that's fine. Like, I never say anything like, because like, it's not, my relationship with each individual is not about whether you like Trump or Harris. Again, I can give two bleeps, you know what I'm saying? So it's more about the mindset, and it's like, okay, like, how do you function, in your day? How do you treat, like, how do you treat me when we interact, that type of thing. So, it's deeper and like, but, people get wound up into that stuff and what's it do? Like, it drags them on a path. So now all of a sudden, oh, well, I can't really be friends with you because I had a person, matter of fact, in the yoga community, that's one of the reasons I kind of have been away from doing the yoga for a little while is like, one of the people there, the same type of thing. Like one of the first things this person said to me when we first met and this person realized that I, kind of was like Trump, it's like, oh, well, we can never be friends then. And I'm like, what the frig does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like how crazy that thought process is, the faith in fear, right? The faith in fear. That's what this show is about today. Let me see. I made a couple other notes, which I didn't really get to, but let me just see if any of them are relevant. Basically kind of what I was saying. I'll just read my notes quickly here, but I did say, having, faith, the faith and fear. And really that's everything. That's what everything in life is about. You're choosing, your faith of your inside yourself, or you're choosing fear. If you're diving into all the distractions, you're basically feeding the fear, right? Because you're looking out there at what's going on and you want to feel quelled. So you want to see it in a way that makes you feel safe, instead of just shutting it off and knowing that you go inside and you find all the safety you need right there. See, with faith, you don't have to look outside yourself. You don't need all the noise blasting at you to seek safety. Oh, see, I didn't even read my note, and I kind of basically said the same thing. And the crazier the outside world seems to you is the more you need to do your inner work. So, the more fear you feel, the more you feel like you have to, scroll all day long to find the answers. That's showing you how much more you have to go inside and, work on your whatever it is that's triggering you, your inner self, or I wouldn't say like, your inner self, but you have to find your connection to source. Because once you're there in that space, then you don't fear anything. Because I say this all the time, this life, it comes and it goes, it doesn't matter. We're timeless energy beyond. If we all drop dead tomorrow, we don't lose anything. We just transition into something else. But everybody's so scared. Like, we're all going to die, people. I mean, I hate to break the news to you. We're all going to die. So, maybe we should try to like think of things in a different way and like enjoy our lives and enjoy the beauty of our planet, and enjoy each other and enjoy, just enjoy, for God's sake, instead of all this nonsense. And in regard to this, I did want to mention, it's not about like repressing your feelings, right? If you feel something towards whatever, it's okay. You acknowledge your feelings, and then you make a decision based on, what you're going to do about it. With, I just wanted to preface no violence, because I just want to say no violence. I mean, unless somebody's breaking into your house and, trying to rob your house and, or kill your kids or something, then I say, you slaughter that person where they stand. But, that's a, that type of situation. But, otherwise, you just kind of acknowledge your feelings, you review your feelings, and then you can make a practical decision. Say, is the action I want to take based on my fear, or is it based on, a loving response, a responsible response? So, that's pretty much it. Do I have anything else here? No violence. Yeah. How your feelings resonate with the outside world is just a reflection of what you need to heal. So I guess if I'm angry today, I got to freaking heal something. I got to get the hell out of here, because I got some damn healing to do. I can't take it. I know. It's just too much. All the time. All right. Everybody calm down. Calm down. All right, that's what I have for you here today on Operation Status Quo. Ladies and gentlemen, the faith in fear. And that's what we're seeing out there in the world today. Faith in fear instead of faith in self. So I always encourage each of us, remember, that's what we're doing here on Operation Status Quo. We're observing life. We're mitigating the circumstances, then creating, our own flow of quo yo. So go create your own flow yo. All right? Okay. So once again, I'm Pete Palma. Thanks for being here, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. As you very well know, I love each and every one of you out there, individually as well as a group. God bless you, and until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged. And don't forget to check for those razor blades in your Halloween candy.